Hi, friends. I'm super excited today because we are going to read one of my absolute favorite books. Now, I have a question. Can you point to the title of this book? And I'll read it out loud. There's a Cat in Our Class, a tale about getting along. Have you read this book before? If you have, you can help me read it by pointing to the words on your screen. Now, before we start, I have a question. Over here, it says by Jeannie Franz Ransom. If a cover of the book says that it's by someone, what do you think that means? I think that means that this person wrote the book. So that means that that person is the author of a book. Have you heard the word author before? An author is someone who is the name of a person that wrote something. So any homework that you do, that means that you are the author of that homework. Now, underneath the author's name, it says illustrated by Brian Langdo. What do you think it means if someone is the illustrator? So if the author of a book is the name of the person that wrote something, and I'll give you a little hint. If a book has pictures, what do you think the name of that person is called that drew the pictures in a book? So the name of a person that wrote a book that drew pictures in a book is called the illustrator. Can you say that with me? It's kind of a long word. Illustrator. Now your turn. Very good. Now I have one last question before we start. If there was only one name here, then what do you think that could mean? So if there's only one name, that means that that person is the author and the illustrator. So that means that that person wrote the book and that person drew all the pictures in that book. Now, why is it important for a book to have words and pictures? What do you think? So, when I think why it's important for a book to have words and pictures, I think of that book that we read a few days ago together called Monsters ABCs. Do you remember that book? Now, that book had words, but it also had a lot of pictures. And I don't know about you, but all of the pictures really helped me understand what was being read and also the questions that were being asked. So sometimes the pictures can really help us understand what a story is about. What do you think? Do you think that pictures are helpful to understand what a story or homework assignment, even what it's about? I think so too. All right, I'm ready to read this book. Now, like I said, if you've read this book before, you can point to the words on the screen as I'm reading them out loud. And let's begin. There's a cat in our class, a tale about getting along. Oh, I see a picture of a dog and a cat. So I think that this story may be about the dog and the cat getting along. Let's see. There were 18 students in Miss Biscuit's class until crisscross gravy sauce. Pause in your lap, Miss Biscuit said as the class got in a circle for their morning meeting. I have some exciting news. We have a new student joining us after lunch. A boy or a girl? Max asked. A girl, Miss Biscuit said. The girls yipped and yapped. Not another girl, Rusty whined. Girls rule, boys drool, Ginger sniffed. Hey, girls drool too, Tanner said. Boy, girl, that doesn't matter, Miss Biscuit said. What matters is that we make her feel welcome. I've already told Samantha that I have the nicest class in the whole school. When the class came back from lunch, the new student was already there. Miss Biscuit, you didn't tell us we were getting a cat in our class, Tanner said. I didn't think I needed to, Miss Biscuit said. Let's show Samantha how nice you are with a big welcome wag. Give your neighbor plenty of wagging room. Okay, class, it's story time, Miss Biscuit said. Samantha, please come join us on the rug. What do you think is going to happen? Let's see. Miss Biscuit's class was usually very good about following directions. Usually. Tanner, what are you chewing on? Max, do you need to go to the nurse? Ginger, leave Holly's collar alone, please. Keep your paws to yourself, and whoever's panting, please stop, Miss Biscuit said. Yeah, Rusty, stop panting, Holly said. You're drooling all over the rug. Ew! Class, Miss Biscuit barked. Find a spot to sit and stay. There's plenty of room next to Samantha. But cats make me nervous, Rusty said. Me too, Ginger said. I'm going to start shedding any minute. I wonder how Samantha feels, Miss Biscuit said. She might be nervous too. It's her first day, you know. But we've never had a cat in our class, Holly said. Maybe Samantha's never had a dog in her class, Miss Biscuit said. What's your old school like, Samantha? Have you ever had a dog in your class? I haven't had a dog in my class yet, but I think that it would be a lot of fun. At my school, we had dogs, cats, rabbits, hamsters, even a couple of birds, Samantha said. Next to a bird was not easy. Sitting next to a bird was not easy, let me tell you, especially close to lunchtime. Samantha grinned. But my best friend last year was a dog named Nutmeg. She got in trouble sometimes when she tried to herd the rabbits at recess, but we had lots of fun, and she had a gorgeous coat. Your coat is pretty too, Ginger said shyly. Thank you, Samantha said. I eat lots of fish. Ew, fish! Max wrinkled his nose. Dogs hate fish. Samantha smiled. I thought so too until one tasted my tuna sandwich. Then everyone begged for a bite. Do you eat mice? Tanner asked. Can you walk on a leash? Holly wanted to know. Do you use a litter box or do you go outside? Rusty asked. No mice allergy. Yes, and yes, I do both, Samantha said. Class, we have all year to get to know each other, Miss Biscuit said. Let's go to recess. As the students went outside, Miss Biscuit called out, "Remember, no digging, tail pulling, growling, or howling. Don't go over the fence, and do stay in the yard." The students got busy right away, picking team members for a ball game. Soon the only student left was Samantha. "You take her," Max told Tanner. "No, you," Tanner said. "Cats don't know how to play fetch." "We could teach her," Ginger said. "Maybe tomorrow," Max said. "There's no time today. Recess will be over soon. Let's play ball." Samantha sat and watched until... "Somebody get the ball. It's going to go over the fence," Max barked. "I'll get it," Rusty yelped. "I'll get it," Holly yapped. Everyone was tripping over their own paws trying to reach the ball. Everyone, that is, except Samantha. What do you think is going to happen next? Let's see. With one quick movement, Samantha crossed the yard, leaped into the air, and knocked the ball to the ground. She pounced on it, then batted it over to her classmates. "Wow! How do you do that?" Max asked. "I want you on my team tomorrow," Samantha. "I want her on mine," Tanner said. Later that day, the class was packing up to go home when Rusty said, "Miss Biscuit, I like having a new student in our class." "I'm glad," Miss Biscuit said, "because we're getting another new student tomorrow." "A cat or a dog?" Holly asked. "A boy or a girl?" Tanner wanted to know. What new student do you think Miss Biscuit's getting in her class? Let's see. "It doesn't matter, does it?" Miss Biscuit said. "What matters is that we make our new student feel welcome." Let's do the welcome wag," Rusty woofed. "What about Samantha?" Max asked. "Cats can't wag their tails." "Or can they?" Ginger asked Samantha. "Oh, and look, Samantha's wagging her tail." And who is the new student that they got in their class? It's a bird. What do you think is going to happen? Oh, the end. I have a question. How do you think Miss Biscuit's class is going to react to having a new bird as a student in their class? I think that the students in the beginning are going to ask a lot of questions to the bird, but just like they asked Samantha a lot of questions, they quickly became friends with Samantha. I love the story. Did you love it? What's your favorite part of the story? What I love about the story is the meaning of the story. I think that the story is showing us that it can be a little bit scary to be a new student in a new class. I'm a new student in your class, but what makes the new student feel really happy about joining a class is when everyone is super nice to them and makes them feel welcome. And you guys have all been doing a great job. Thank you so much for welcoming me into your class. Okay, and that's the end of the story. I really enjoyed reading this book with you guys, and I can't wait to read together again next time. Bye!